Namaskar, everybody sit down. So, what is today's date? Do you know? What is today's date? 23rd Fagun 2077, right? Or 7th March 2020. And we are in Anupam Vidya Sadan. This is grade 10 and students are ready to present on the topic atmosphere and climate change. Generally, what is the system that if you are able to present, present yourself, then you will be more confident, isn't it? In other times, teacher used to come and demonstrate a class, but today, now actually just before second term, we used to have that classes. So from today again we are continuing it, and for today's presentation, I have to welcome in the stage Bibers Thapa. Give him a big round of applause. Bibers Thapa. And next one is Suman Tamang. And who is next one? Sarraj Ratna Vajracharya. So now this, I don't know how they are going to present it, but here are three students. They might have divided the lesson into three parts, and your duty is to judge whose presentation is the best one. Is that clear or not? Okay. So last time when the video was posted, then many they were saying Aku, a very great, something like that, right? And later on, Vinay's presentation was also good. So those who have practiced more, their presentation will be better. Rest of others will be a bit weaker. So at first, who is going to present? Okay. So now I will give this microphone to Bibers Thapa. Okay, Bibers.
Namaskar and good evening to everybody. As you all know, it's me, Bibers Thapa from grade 10, and today I'm here to present my presentation in the topic of atmosphere and the climate change. And my presentation goes like this. The Earth is surrounded by the atmosphere. It extends from the Earth's surface to about 9,600 kilometers, and it mainly consists of nitrogen and oxygen on it. And it is covered with the gas known as oxygen. And the atmosphere, only about 47% of the sunlight that enters the outermost atmosphere is the Earth's surface. And some of the layers of the atmosphere are: number one, troposphere. In the troposphere, it is the lowermost layer of the Earth's surface of the atmosphere, and it is the thinnest layer too. it is only about 16 kilometer long, and its average temperature is about 22 degrees Celsius. The second layer of the Earth or of the atmosphere is the stratosphere. In this, the layer of atmosphere above the troposphere is known as stratosphere. It extends from 16 kilometer to 50 kilometer long. Then the third one is mesosphere, and in this layer it is extended from 50 kilometer to 80 kilometer long, and the second last layer of the atmosphere is the thermosphere, which is extended from 80 kilometer to 720 kilometer, and the final one is the exosphere, in which the layer of the atmosphere is from 720 kilometer to beyond, and its temperature is various from 12,000 degrees Celsius to 6,000 degrees Celsius. So it's make the exosphere the hottest layer of the atmosphere. So now for the continuing my presentation, I will like to call Suman Tamang to continue it. Thank you.
Namaskar and good afternoon to you all. It's me, Suman Tamang, in front of you to deliver a short and sweet presentations about the atmospheres and climate change. Now my topic goes like this: atmospheres and climate change. As you all know that the Earth is surrounded by the atmospheres. It extend about the surface about 9,600 kilometers. As you all know that the atmosphere is also the main factors of weather and climates. It is the gravitational field of the atmospheres. Now my topic: ozone layer. Ozone layer is found between the 19 to 48 kilometer in the stratospheres. It is pale blue color, pale blue gases, which is made of 3 oxygen. It is highly poisonous. Its molecular formula is O3, and it percents in the atmosphere was explained by the Chapman in 1930 AD. Now my next one topic is effects of ozone layer. Ozone layer protects us from cerebral burning by the absorbing of ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet rays may causes more temperatures. Ozone layer play the vital role and the balance of temperatures of the Earth. Now my next one topic is ozone layer depletion. Ozone layer depletion was a burning issue of the decades on 1980. J.C. Farman, an English scientist, told that of the first time about the ozone layer depletions over Antarctica in 1985 AD, which is termed as a ozone layer hole. Now some of the effects of ozone layer depletions are, as you all know that ozone layer is a protective layer of the Earth. Now it causes different types of cancer. Now some of the points of ozone layers are: effect on human health, effect on plant, effect on other animals, and global warming. Now effect of human health. Due to the ozone layer depletions, ultraviolet rays of the sun may fall in the Earth, which may causes different types of diseases, loss of immunity, and different type of cancer, etc. Now effect on plants. Plants are also badly affected by the ozone layer. It reduces forests and decreases crop yieldings. Effect on other animals. Ultraviolet rays of the sun also affect fertilizer of the animals. It causes adverse effect on their pollutions. And last one is global warming. Because of the ozone layer depletions, More ultraviolet rays are increasing, which cause global warming. The last one topic is conservation of ozone layers. Public vehicles should be promoted rather than private vehicles. People should be aware from the consequences of ozone layer depletions. Uses of nitrogen fertilizers should be reduced. Fertilizers of greenhouse gases should be reduced. Thank you.
Good evening to all of you. Now, talking about the greenhouse, what is greenhouse? A greenhouse, you may imagine a house which is colored with green color, but no. A greenhouse is a form of controlled environment for agriculture because temperature, light, moisture, soil, and other conditions essential for plants growth can be regulated in it. And talking about how is it made, a greenhouse is made up of glass or plastic on a metallic frame that is used to grow plants inside it by providing an artificial environment. Glass and plastic allow the short waves to pass, but they do not allow the long wave to pass through them. When the short waves of the sun enter a greenhouse, it changes them into infrared radiation long waves. After striking on the surface of the earth, the long waves so formed do not escape out through the greenhouse, and the temperature inside it increases. Now, coming out in industrial gases, the main fuel used in industrial gases industries is petroleum. In many industries, petroleum is used as a raw material as well. The petroleum forms CO2, CO and SO2. They also produce mercury, calcium and arsenic and toxic gases. Cement industries from SO2 and O2, carbon monoxide and dust particles. Brick industries SO2 and O2, carbon hydrocarbons and dust particles. Likewise, sugar industries, textiles, leather industries, match industries, soap industries, paint industries, polythene industries, etc. also liberate many harmful gases. All of the gases mentioned above are called industrial gases. Now, coming out in the effects of industrial gases, the major effects of gases and materials left by industries are sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide and sulfurous acid and sulfuric acid. Likewise, CO2 forms carbonic acid with atmospheric air, which causes acid rain. Acid rain makes the color of building faded and destroys monuments, temples, etc. Many of the gases left by industries are greenhouse gases, and they cause global warming leading to climate change. These gases from photochemical smog, which causes eye itching and negative effects on plants' growth. The smoke reduces the transparency of the atmosphere, and it creates a problem to pilot in landing of planes. Some of the gases left by industries are also causes ozone layer depletion. The materials given off by industries shows an adverse effect on human health in the following ways. Dust causes disease of the respiratory system. Carbon monoxide reduces the efficiency of hemoglobin. Oxide of nitrogen causes lung disease. Sulfur dioxide causes diseases of the respiratory system, headache, etc. Climate change. Climate change refers to the variation of the Earth's global or regional climate over a long period of time, either because of natural variability or as normal changes, or because of the result of human induced activities. We studied about climate change in class 9, its causes and effects on biodiversity in different ways. Now we are going to study about the international and national practices to mitigate and adapt the climate change. Mitigation and adaptation of climate change. Climate change cannot be stopped, but it can be minimized. The process of minimizing the effect of climate change is called mitigation. It improves the environment. Adaptation is to adjust in the changing climate. Many measures are suggested by the specialists to adjust in the new environment. For mitigation and adaptation of climate change, the following international and national practices have been adopted. International practices like Earth Summit was held in 1992 at Rio de Janeiro of Brazil. UNFCCC United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The conference was mainly concentrated on the main 5 issues. They were global warming, forest protection, biodiversity, Agenda 21 and Rio Declaration. Earth Summit 2 was held at New York of USA in June 1997 AD, which also known as Plus 5 Conference. In December 1997, Kyoto Protocol was declared, which was brought in action in 2005 AD only. It targeted to reduce the emission of CO2 at the rate of 5.2% between 2008 to 2012 AD. It also established clean development found for those nations who do appreciative activities in the field. Talking about number 3, Intergovernment Panel of Climate Change IPCC was also established in 2007 AD. It is a group of scientists of different countries who research, analyze and suggest a measure to mitigation and adaptation of the climate change. Now the second point, the national practices. In 2008 AD, Ministry of Education MOE was separated from the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. In 2009 AD, Climate Change Council was established in the chairmanship of Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal. The council agreed to establish Climate Change Management Division in the Ministry of Environment. The government of Nepal formed the Multi-Stakeholder Climate Change Initiative Coordination Committee MCCICC in 2010 AD. In 2010, the broad stakeholder approach was initiated by the NAPA, National Adaptation Plan of Action process. In the NAPA, the following integrated projects have been identified as the urgent and immediate national adoption priority. Thank you for today. Now I would like to call our Vice Principal Sir to continue this wonderful presentation. Thank you.
Students, they have presented, right? So who were today's presentators? Bibers, Suman and Sarraj. What do you think? Who is the best among 3? So, no, listen. So, in my opinion, so those who read the book means their presentation was not so much strong, but they tried. That is good point, right? That is strong point. So it shows that in comparison to Bibers and Sarraj, Suman has practiced more. Yes, sir. Those who practice, definitely they can do, isn't it? Actually, listen, this is the time or this is the age of presentation. Understood or not? And the person who practices more can give better presentation. It is 100% correct. Understood or not? So they were also capable of doing such things. But what happened? They thought, oh, let's do as such, let's read from the book. So that presentation becomes a bit weaker one. Okay, you have to learn the lesson like that. So generally in presentation, if you start reading from the book means it will be quite weaker one, right? Some points you can take from there, but you have to explain. If you write, then that will be more better, isn't it? You have already made this chart and you have to go nearby this chart and explain, okay, troposphere 0 to 16 kilometer, stratosphere 16 to 50 kilometer, then mesosphere 50 to 80 kilometer, thermosphere 80 to 720 kilometer, right? Those who has drawn this chart, that is excellent. But you stayed in one place and explained. It means you have to cover the stage also, isn't it? And I know this is the first time, right? When you were in class 9, I think 1 class or 2 classes were done, afterwards it was stopped. This Ojas might have performed at that time, right, Ojas? Yes, sir. Only Ojas performed, and rest of others not done. So this time, now every Sunday there will be presentation. So please practice. For practice means study and try at home how you are going to give the presentation, how you are going to make it more effective one. You think it and do it. So I hope next week's presentation will be fabulous. So who are the members? Season. Season Safalta and Sujal. Anu. Okay. Where is Anu? She has already gone? Okay. Season Safalta and Anu. So decide yourself which chapter you are going to give presentation and try not to look at the book. Practice. Said you have got whole day time, no? So separate 2-3 hours for making your presentation very, very effective one, so that others also they will get some idea, right? Okay, thank you very much.